I don't know where to start my story, but I need you to focus on every detail. It all began after my parents died in an accident when I was young. I had to go live in a children's shelter, and the next day, I was taken away and put in a car. We moved to a new house. The first thing I noticed was that the house was in a very remote location, far from the city, and it was big. There was a tall man cutting the grass outside. When I got out of the car, I greeted the family who owned the house. The father was a priest, and the mother was also a preacher, as was clear from their attire. Behind them were 7 children who looked much older than me. The mother saw me and hugged me, saying, "Welcome, my dear. My name is Mama Kamar, because of course I'm beautiful and cute." She then introduced me to the children, and as I expected, I was the youngest. I always saw the father sitting in the house, never going out. I also met a man named Uncle Sama, who was the one who helped them with everything in the house, fixing broken things. Most of the time, I would sit outside and read books. Let me tell you, they didn't want us to go to school, so we learned at home. Our school was Mama Kamar's lessons. Come on, everyone. Let's say together, 1 plus 1 equals 19, and 2 plus 2 equals Ellie. Assistant. At night, I used to go to the bathroom, but I heard someone crying or shouting. I didn't know where it was coming from. I thought maybe I was imagining things and went back to sleep. The next day, I couldn't stop thinking about the sound I heard, so I asked Mama Kamar and Papa. Last night, Mama, I heard someone crying when I was going to the bathroom. Did you hear it too? The father smiled, but didn't say anything, and the one who replied was Mama Kamar. My dear, you can't be awake at such a late hour. That's the devil's time, and you're not ready to face him. So, don't go out at night. Just stay in bed. Don't be afraid. We'll take care of you. From that day, every night, at the same time, I would hear a voice shouting. I kept reminding myself of what Mama Kamar said, that it was the devil, and that if I went out, something bad would happen to me. I had been living in that house for 3 months, hearing the same sound every day. The situation was strange and incomprehensible to me. I decided I needed to confirm it myself. So one night, I woke up to the same sound and started moving. I wanted to wake up one of the kids to come and check with me. I went to Mosen's room and found his bed empty. The strange thing was that all the other kids' beds were also empty. No one was sleeping in their place. I was really scared and thought maybe the devil had taken all my friends. I ran to the room of Mom and Papa. This was the first time I had gone there. I entered and found their bed moved from its place. The sound started again and was coming from beside the bed. I looked and saw what looked like stairs going down. What was happening down there? I hesitated for a moment, thinking before I went down, but I had to see what was going on. What I saw, let me tell you, it was nothing normal. I saw the family I was living with, all dressed in the priest's and the preacher's clothes. The children were with them too, and they were standing in a circle. Tied to a pole was one who seemed kidnapped. His mouth was covered with something that looked like glue, and his hair had been cut off. They were all saying, "Devil, we praise you. Praise the devil." Instead of the priest approaching the man, he started speaking. "We're gathered here because the devil is not restless. This means we're also not at ease unless we make him rest, and we must serve him." The father took a knife and asked them, "What is our goal?" Everyone replied together, "Praise the devil." At that moment, I was dying of fear. I knew I had to leave immediately, so I tried to go up the stairs. But the stairs I climbed made a sound, and they noticed. Waleed, what brought you here? You're not ready yet. No one of the children spoke or moved. At that point, the father said, Don't worry, Kamar. Come here, Waleed. He came closer, put his hand on my shoulder, and said, We must do this to praise the devil and get closer to him. Believe me, we must get rid of this man because he will be the reason the devil will love us, and we can also take his organs and sell them. We really need the money to take care of you and your siblings like you. He then said, Go on, kill him, and then I promise you we'll be ready for everything else. Go on, do it. You know what I did? I listened to him, but instead of killing the man, I hit the father in the leg. I ran away immediately. Behind me was Uncle Sama, chasing me. I saw what seemed like a car approaching the gate. I ran towards it, and there was a woman driving it. Are you okay? She asked. Please help me, I said, as I jumped into the car. We drove away, and I saw Uncle Sama in the mirror, still chasing me. When I looked back at the house, I saw the father standing there. I went to the police and told them everything. At first, they didn't believe me, but when they went to the house and searched, they didn't find the family. However, they found blood in a grave. It wasn't the blood of one person, it was the blood of many. The police discovered that over 9 months, more than 200 people had been killed in that house. This story is something I could never forget, which is why I decided to send it to you. Attached is the real picture of the family.